They tell you my senses over Newton and Einstein. I won't go back to the ball. I can't believe we believe that shit. 'Cause when you take a step back and look at it, everything they show us is sneaky eye. Gotta ask yourself, why? So what exactly do you think all those theories prove? 'Cause I don't go back to the ball. All it takes is two clear eyes to see the earth don't move. I don't go back to the ball. We can't believe that shit. 'Cause when we take a step back and look at it, everything they show us is CGI. You gotta ask yourself, why don't they just take a photograph?
Just didn't work, Andy. My brother Ralph didn't believe any of it.
I can no longer sit back and allow communist infiltration, communist indoctrination, communist subversion, and the international communist conspiracy to sap and impurify all of our precious bodily fluids.
Listen very carefully. Hear the flash.
No, fluoride in the water. That fluoride in the water thing is so sketchy. Have you ever looked into whether or not fluoride should be in the water?
At last, my dream come true.
Hello, Earth. Hello, what? If that's the Earth.
Napalm to the bombs.
Another news, bicycle scientists have announced the world is now flat.
Hey,
It's fun!
wanna listen to some tunes?
And I'm gonna sing a song for you!
Wanna listen to some tunes?
Ground control to
yeah,
Major
yes.
Tom.
Here's another example of the
same spring water that was collected on a different day, and you'll notice.
Look what I found on Space Station.
Yes, we play squash together.
They're all liars. Yeah. I have to ask you about something. Like many people. No, this is yours.
Okay.
The year was 1933.
Whoa.
Absolutely true.
And that's what people need to hear from him. Now, it's important to note, President Biden does nothing at 9 a.m. He is a night owl. So the fact that he is doing this at 9 a.m. anyway speaks to how vital the White House recognizes it is for him to have his voice out there, conveying that to the American public.
All right, Steve Ratner, thank you.
President Biden does nothing at 9 a.m.
I'm not going to get into more questions. I shouldn't even answer your question. No, I don't think that
The earth is flat. And they hang out with...
Got a lot of people up there. So Elton John once told me.
And up on the space station, there is a guitar.
You know, when I do my last song and we knock it down, the place is going crazy, and then they start screaming, "Encore, encore, come back." And he'll come back, he'll do another good one, drive him. Then he comes back, and he hits a little bit of a dud. The people leave unhappy. It's very stupid to do a couple of questions, but let's give it a shot. Should we do that? Should we or not? Yes? Secured on day one, and then we have to make a decision. What do we do with the 15 million people
that the earth is flat? And they hang out
that have invaded our country?
Because I think if you go on Google Earth and you try to chart a route around Antarctica, the lines are all messed up versus everywhere else. So it's kind of
Yeah. Now I gotta ask you, you being a pilot, right?
Yeah.
You know, people look at the map and they go, "Why does when you look at flight patterns, they don't go the way that you would think they would go to get to somewhere closer? Why is that?"
Right. So of course we got longitude and latitudinal lines, right? I do think there is a curvature to the Earth, but the level of altitude that you would have to go to see that curvature, it's a little difficult. Okay. So for example, like flying around here at Dallas, of course we're under the mode C and the Bravo for the airport. We can't really do that. But if you're on a flight and you look out the window and you're at 35,000 feet, that's not high enough to see the curvature of the Earth.
You know when fluoridation first began?
No, I don't yet.
1946. 1946, Mandrake. How does that coincide with your post-war commie conspiracy?
Kabunk. And we are weightless. And the mission and the magic begin. My favorite part about living up there was the flying. I loved it. It was like being Peter Pan. So we take our urine, we store it, we filter it, and then we drink it. And it's actually delicious. So the space station for me is the place where mission and magic come together. Thank you.
Extraordinary claims require extraordinary. That's our show. Join us tomorrow night at 11. Here it is. Your moment is end.
I don't know if you've ever seen these before. Have you, Terry?
No.
Well, they're called flatworms.
Yeah, I'm in a cold, 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 I'm in a cold.
That comes out from the center of the animal and sucks up stuff from the bottom. It's sort of like a vacuum cleaner.
I drink the juice, the chocolate milk, the holy cow. I wear the sneaks, tip of the beat. I'm a 33.
If you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
Charles Manson, ranch dressing, go ahead. Number 9, so divine, holy grail. Shape up the snail with the Fibonacci sound of a conch. Third eye, rainbow swastika in my pine cone like a dirt bike. Third eye, rainbow swastika in my pine cone like a dirt bike. Third eye, rainbow swastika in my pine cone like a dirt bike. Ouija, 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 Ouija board. I got the caddy, I make the veggies in the limousine with peaches and cream. You make that dough, the simple show, euthanasia. I'm rich with the wild world, I make the girl flip me when I got the VIP cause I'm a 33. Don't forget the middle 8. 481. 7. A bunch of important numbers. 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 Yeah, man.
faking a shot of being halfway to the moon. And they refer to you on the tape as a shot that was done during Apollo 10, where you put a transparency over the window and move the camera of the Earth and move the camera back away from the window, turned off the lights in the spacecraft, and appeared to be halfway to the moon when in fact they were in Earth orbit.
Huh, really?
Yeah, and they said it was the same way that you did it on Apollo 10. So we wanted to give you the opportunity to let you walk on the moon. If you walk on the moon, we're giving you the opportunity.
If you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
I think that the Earth is flat.
Extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. So I now.
Well, my baby and me went out last Saturday night.
Extraordinary.
I have hair piled high, baby, looks so right.
Getting stronger every day.
Do you find it strange? 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 Say that again?
You should read it.
Well, people don't die from anything other than COVID anymore.
Right. Every year, 70,000 or something flu deaths, and then this year.
Let's talk about these anti-flat Earth defense mechanisms the vast majority of people seem to have. The first one is the term flat Earth itself. When people hear that word, or they hear you questioning the globe model, the moon landing, or anything of that sort, they go,
Waiting to watch the world burn.
The world was flat? I think the world was flat.
Senator, I'd have to get back to you on that one. I'm not familiar with that study.
Myself included, flat earthers.
The world was flat?
Well, wop, bobbly, bop, bop, gee, haw, well, I'm a rockin', rollin', country style, talkin', walkin', country mile, poppin', sloppin', dig that smile, shakin', breakin', breakin' in a pile, rockin', rollin', country style. Well, wop, bobbly, bop, bop, gee, haw, on the farm, danced the square, patched up jeans in my hair, saw the cats, bop the blues, swap brogans for blue suede shoes. I'm rockin', rollin', country style, talkin', walkin', country mile, boppin', sloppin', dig that smile, shakin', breakin', breakin' in a pile, rockin', rollin', country style. Well, wop, bobbly, bop, bop, gee, haw. Squawk, rooster crowed, old gray mare did the rock and roll, hound dog howled, milk cow lowed, as I went rocking down the road. I was a rockin', rollin', country style, talkin', walkin', country mile, poppin', sloppin', dig that smile, shakin', breakin', breakin' in a pile, rockin', rollin', country style. Well, wop, bobbly, bop, bop, gee, haw. Shook his right front leg. Dominicker hen laid a hard-boiled egg. Billy goat bopped on the cellar door. Whole farm rocked like never before. There was a rockin', rollin', country style, talkin', walkin', country mile, poppin', sloppin', dig that smile. It was shakin', breakin', breakin' in a pile, rockin', rollin', country style. Well, wop, bobbly, bop, bop, gee, haw. Rockin', rollin', country style. It was talkin', walkin', country mile. It was a boppin', sloppin', dig that smile. It was shakin', breakin', breakin' in a pile, rockin', rollin', country style. Well, wop, bobbly, bop, bop, gee, haw.
From a criminal
servers, so you get less lag and more wins. Try Elite Gamer free. Lag less. Live longer at elitegamer.com.
The Great Awakening.
If you haven't heard, check out social media. Conspiracies abound.
To the German opposition leader, the 24th of September will be a day in which we will all remember.
Exactly what we will all remember? Well, theories range far and wide. One being president in 2024.
I've been studying conspiracy theories for about 15 years. During that time, there have been many doomsday conspiracy theories going around.
He says a quick look back in history shows how often conspiracies pop up.
4 companies of state militia are proceeding from Trenton to Grover's Mill.
In 1938, some believed the hoax when headlines predicted aliens would invade New Jersey. Fast forward to 1999 and the anticipation of Y2K, when we all thought our computers would crash and banks would fail.
At the millennium, people thought that the world was going to end at the year 2000.
The world may not be ending, but predictions that it will are never ending. The doomsday clock, which is a metaphor for the likelihood of a man-made global catastrophe, gives us about 100 seconds left. Hollywood has taken notice, how we're drawn to fear and foreboding. Consider the hit films The Day After Tomorrow and Armageddon.
I want the go, no go for launch.
So why do we gravitate toward the worst case scenario?
It's almost like a roller coaster ride or going to a horror movie. Sometimes we like being scared.
His advice? Use that extra energy to make the world a better place instead of thinking about how it's going to end. Sharon Crowley, Fox 5 News.
At Elite Gamer.
It's very good to see you. You look good.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Give it up for the band. That sounded great in the back.
You like that?
You know what? When they were playing that last song, my white guy classic started kicking in. I was saying to myself, go along with me. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby.
Shut up. Little did I know. I mean, we all know you can rap. Who knew you did Joan Jett, too?
Oh, I got my take. He's broken wings.
I know, you like that one?
Come on, me.
This is like some kind
I see your truth.
Wow.
He's a man eater.
I got all the notes and everything. Wow, yeah, I love it. You really should think about recording a full album of a song, of ballads, you know? 80s hits.
White guy classics.
The last time you were here, I want to thank you again. You filled in for me as host of the show when my son was out.
How is your son, by the way? Is good?
My son is doing great. How is your son doing? Your son had heart surgery as well.
My son is excellent.
Great.
During that time. During the time, it was very traumatic.
Yeah.
On the way to the surgery, he was very nervous. So I didn't know that something. So this is a story I made. He's like, who's on the street? I said, no, I'm with them.
Is he going to be playing for UCLA this season? Oh, so he is really well. Yeah, well, that's great. I'm very glad to hear that. And now, your son got something. He got another procedure done. He got a tattoo on his calf of his father. Now, this, how old is your son?
19.
Did he go to you and say, I'd like to do this, or he just didn't tell you about it?
Well, when my boys, when they get 18, he's a man who's going to go.
This is the photo that this is based on. Now, this is one of your best games ever, right? Game 7, 2000 against Portland.
So he was 2 years old.
Okay.
So he also was, that's the first thing, that's the first thing he ever said to me. Like, we can talk. So, we get in the game and they're down, and then, Big Shot, Kobe, Big Shot probably start to come back, and then Kobe throws me the great live. I catch it down. I was like, I won, baby.
Coaches, I have the wrong picture. You were pointing at your son here.
Yes.
Now, why was your son up in the nosebleed seats?
Because I couldn't afford the force.
Who will be better this year, the Lakers or the Clippers? What do you think?
Listen, I gotta go with the Lakers. However, LA, the greatest ever city. I'm sure that's what's going on.
It is going to be a lot of fun.
But I'm Lakers.
You're a Lakers guy, and you think, when you're saying that, because you're biased for the Lakers, or because you just think that they're
when the Lakers have bad time,
if you're playing right now, which team would you rather be on?
Not one of those teams.
I wouldn't know Milwaukee or something?
I'm from the era where guys wanted to compete and beat each other, so I would wait and see who's teaming up and doing that, and I would go.
From this point of view, we see the meridians and parallels form two bundles of circles. All of the meridians converge at 2 points, the North and the South Pole. Do you recognize this one here? Yes, it's the Greenwich Meridian, the end of the first stage of our journey towards the fourth dimension.
I'm inquiring about moonstones because I've heard something about moonstones.
No, we don't have moonstones, sir.
So no astronauts brought any stones back to Earth from the moon?
No, we've never had any.
And they just start making stuff up. Yeah. Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
And now for something completely different.
9/11.
So now, before we're all vaporized or whatever awaits us, I think it's fitting that the last thing we all see is this sick basketball. Over and out.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
Disappointed!
On behind the closed doors of the Masonic Lodge. In our prior...
Roddy Piper, wherever you are, you're going to get yours. Thank you very much.
A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. 1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat. The Earth was flat. The Earth was flat. The Earth was flat. The Earth was flat.
Thinking planet Earth, Earth was still flat. Earth was still flat. Earth was still flat. Earth was still flat.
When I was younger. The LP's called The Flat Earth. You've been recording. To me, very flattering. I wouldn't want to give away any secrets.
Care to give away? Anything about at this point in time?
Well, I wouldn't want to give away any secrets.
Care to give away? We'll get him. We'll put the electrodes to his head to respect not only your musicianship, but also...
He said, yes, but as a known scientist, it would be a bit surprising if the gal blinded me with science. And I said, look, just do what you're told. And he said, righto, righto.
A good scientist does what
and
he's
I like
told
that
all
so
the
much
time.
that
of the Freemason?
Yeah.
A Mason? A Mason?
That stuff is flat.
The truth! You can't handle the truth!
Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns.
Oh, yeah? Now, that's a brilliant answer. Why didn't I think of it? Our conversation could have been over long ago.
Oh, yeah? If you keep that up, we're not going to get anywhere. C'est quoi ça, Billy, papa? Billy, t'as pas besoin de connaître, je connais jamais. Pourquoi? Parce que c'est un pays qui n'existe
here at home. And trade means another 20,000 American jobs. And yet, see, it ends at the water's edge. Voices on the right and left are working right now to breathe life into those old flat earth theories of protectionism. Instant, our horizons stretch much farther with each generation. This is 1991, not 1791. Horse and buggy attitude won't carry us into the next century. And we will knock down barriers wherever we find them. For instance, for our computer software, movies, books, and pharmaceuticals. To breathe life, said the earth was flat. We still have to combat the flat earth mentality. To breathe life, us, to barricade our borders against competition, to shut off the free exchange of food and machinery and skills and ideas.
Friends at Texas A&M who are working on algae, the idea that algae is a solution this summer is a fantasy, and he knows it's a fantasy. Now, let me go a step further. Let's talk Flat Earth Society.
Flat? But more broadly, I want to be clear. I am willing to work with anybody. Anybody.
To breathe life.
Maybe better ideas. A way that promotes jobs and growth. A way that promotes jobs and growth.
To breathe life.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. A way that promotes jobs and growth. That promotes jobs and growth. Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Sticking your head in the sand might make you feel safer. A way that promotes jobs and growth. But it's not going to protect you from the coming storm. Now let's make two things clear. Meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Experiment. Imagine if you were looking at a clock. The light from the clock is coming and hitting your eyeballs and telling you it's 12 o'clock. Well, imagine if you could move away from that clock at the speed of light. It would only say 12 o'clock because that light and you would be moving away from the clock at the same speed. So for you, it would look like it was always 12 o'clock forever. You'd still be getting older, but that clock would always look like it was the same time.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
We didn't, because we didn't, because we did.
Conspiracy theories. They've been crazy, but now they're right.
Far away, as north as we can go. Since then, no one can get in or out.
Meeting of the Flat Earth.
The world is flat. Ah, what are you, some kind of conspiracy nut? Next, you'll tell me that you're one of those round earthers. You heard Shaq. The world is flat. You heard Shaq. The world is flat. You heard Shaq. The world is flat.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns.
C'est quoi ce pays, papa?
Ce pays, t'as pas besoin de le connaître puisqu'on n'ira jamais.
Pourquoi?
Parce que c'est un pays qui n'existe pas.
Il n'existe pas?
Non, et en plus il n'est pas compris dans mes forfaits de téléphone. Ce pays, t'as pas besoin de le connaître puisqu'on n'ira jamais.
Pourquoi?
Parce que c'est un pays qui n'existe pas.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth!
Parce que c'est un pays qui n'existe pas. Qui n'existe pas.
Pourquoi?
You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
You can't handle the truth!
Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns.
You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You want answers?
Yes, there is. And not up around the North Pole because it's getting crowded up there now because they find out it's really usable. Not only to live in, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole on the other side of the South Pole from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing.